Since 1989, this morning's guest's life has been in stages. Meet him. Coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at Taylor's Alterations and Boutique at 712 Main Street in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. We're focused on waves of change, a recently reduced documentary about Myrtle Beach, and we're visiting with its producer, director, a little bit of everything. There's a lot more than that, and videographer Chuck Stokes. Tell me exactly your position, Chuck. Forgive me. I want to jump into
my position in relation to this documentary.
Waves of change, exactly.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
I served as the director, editor. The producer was a woman by the name of Barbara Stokes.
Right, yes.
No relation.
Right.
She's actually from Southwest Texas. But she wrote a book. She was contracted by the Chapin Memorial Library a few years ago to write a book on the history of Myrtle Beach that spans 1900 to 1980. Right. And then we had the idea to let's produce a companion DVD. It's an hour long, also spanning that same period of time. So she wrote the script for the video. She pulled that out of all the research she had done for the book, and gave that to us, and then we took it from there.
And directing, editing is old hat to you, Chuck. This is a gorgeous cover here. Wow, can you all see that? Yeah, a magnificent cover. And of course, you said December 10 was the day, so it's just been out about 3 weeks.
Yes, December 10th was the official premiere of the documentary and the official release of the book. And they're both available at the Chapin Memorial Library. They're selling them there. The documentary they sell for $15, a great price, and the book is $30.
Fantastic. Very easy to find. Of course, a lot of folks, in their hours are normal city hours, library type hours.
That's correct.
If folks wanted to come in, if they're driving in from the PD or otherwise, a great opportunity to pick that up, and that's the only place they're selling them.
Right, that is the only place you can get it. It was a great item this past month for Christmas. It just made a perfect gift for that, so they've been real pleased with the way they've been flying off the shelves, if you want to say.
Yes, yes. And speaking of Christmas, I hope you all had a great one.
Great one. We always go up to Columbia to visit with Diane's sister and her husband are up there, and they have a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old, our niece and nephew. So we go up there. We're there Christmas Eve. We're there in the morning, so we can check out what Santa brought, and we just have a big time for them. And then we took them our gift to the kids instead of doing the traditional gift thing, because they got every toy under the world.
Oh no!
Yeah,
thanks to Uncle Chuck and Diane. That's right.
The aunts, the uncles, and the grandparents, and their parents. Everybody's very generous when it comes to the gifts, but a few years ago, Diane and I decided, we're not going to do that anymore. What we would like to do is give a gift of lasting memories.
Right.
And so our gift to the kids is that we take them and their parents, and me and Diane, away on New Year's for a long New Year's trip together. Yeah. And first time we just went up to the mountains and had a great time, saw some snow. Last year we did Gatlinburg, and this year we just got back Tuesday, New Year's Day, from Atlanta. We had a great trip.
Atlanta.
Yeah,
right.
Stayed at Stone Mountain, did the aquarium, Coca-Cola Museum, all the good stuff. Had a great time.
And y'all plan that out well in advance. I mean, you really obviously plan out. You and Diane travel on a regular basis. Fortunately, Stages Video, which y'all co-founded and own together, is doing well enough so you're able to get out of town a good bit.
Yeah, we're very passionate about our travels, and even when we first started our business way back in 1989, what we do is we get together the first of the year, and we say, we don't necessarily know where we're going this year, but we're going to say this is the time we're going to go. So we block it out of the calendars, and that way, as the year progresses, we make sure nothing infringes on that vacation time. And and try to do at least one, and if we're fortunate, maybe 2 nice trips. And last year we went to an island in the summer called Anguilla, which a lot of people haven't heard of.
I've never.
Anguilla, not to be confused with Antigua, but Anguilla, which is just a few miles off the coast of St. Martin. And just had a wonderful time there. And then in September we did the southwest coast of Ireland.
Is that right?
Had a great time.
Very enjoyable, I'm sure. Y'all were there how long?
We try to do 10, 12 days.
Push for as close to 2 weeks as possible.
Yeah, well, it's hard for Diane to get more than that because she does her talk show.
Of course,
and
yes.
just like
Southern
you.
Style, which is now celebrating
More
than 2 decades, isn't it?
23. Well,
Yeah,
you know, it's right after we
anniversary.
moved here, so she's in her 24th year.
Right.
Actually, starting probably next month.
Diane was with us at the Coastal Carolina Association of Realtors not long ago as we were filming out there, and to see her and everything she does. And just recently I saw Lynn Smith, who was this year's Volunteer of the Year, and she was so excited to have followed in Diane Devon Stokes' footsteps as Volunteer of the Year from the Myrtle Beach Area Chamber of Commerce. It was so exciting. So many things your wife does, and obviously you all as a team do. Speaking of team things, obviously a big piece tonight, which highlights something coming up in early February. Share with viewers about what's going on tonight.
Well, in addition to traveling, which we have a passion for, we also enjoy community theater.
Right.
And we've been involved with the Theater of the Republic in Conway and at the theater there for probably since the early, 1990, probably right after we started our business. And we've been in about 15 shows with them. But tonight is a fundraiser that they always do the first weekend in January.
Right.
And for the past few years, Diane and I have served as the host of that.
Is that right?
Yeah. And so we come out and we do the small talk bantering, introducing all these wonderful people with wonderful voices. And it's all kind of a musical review.
That are dedicated to not only immediately upcoming shows, but shows throughout the year.
Well, the theater has their regular season.
Right.
You know, this past season they opened up with Chicago, which was just an incredible show.
Yeah.
And then they did the high school reunion musical in the fall. They're coming up with their next production will be Guys and Dolls, followed by Jesus Christ Superstar and Dreamgirls. So it's a great season, but then they also throw in some additional shows that are not part of the season ticket.
Right.
Like the Holiday on Main Street, the Christmas production that they just finished. And then this fundraiser, just an opportunity basically for them to put together a show,
right.
run it for 4 performances. They have no royalties to pay because Tim McGee, the executive director there, he always comes up with his theme and he puts together a cast. And sometimes he lets the cast decide what they want to sing, what they want to perform, or sometimes like this year, he's actually putting it together. In fact, he said his joke is, he says, this year's fundraiser, it's all about me. And it's people that I like and performances that I like and want to see again, songs that I like. So he put the cast together.
Yeah.
Well, last year he let the membership of the theater vote on their favorite performers to come out and do that. And so anyway, his joke was, this year it's all about me. It's going to be the people I want and the songs I want to hear. But it's a great sellout performance every year. So if you want to come, like I said, we open tonight. We run Thursday, Friday, Saturday nights at 8, and then there'll be a 3 o'clock Sunday matinee. Call the theater, get those tickets.
488-0821. Is that the best number to call?
That's the only number to call.
Okay, good. Yeah, an absolute good number. And of course, February 6th, the kickoff of
Guys and Dolls.
Oh yeah, and I think you've got a little role in that.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
A little, just tiny, kind of behind the scenes.
Well, Diane and I are in this, and if you're not familiar with the show, it's a great. In fact, it's been described as the perfect musical comedy.
And Guys and Dolls.
Yeah, and it's basically a musical fable about the gangsters and the mobsters that inhabited Broadway and the environs in like the 1940s. But now all these characters are really over the top and almost comic bookish. In fact, I think Tim has said that all the costumes are going to be very vivid, bright colors, and it follows the love lives basically of 2 couples. You have Sky Masterson, who's the very suave and debonair, high roller gambler guy, and his love interest with Sister Sarah, who runs the Mission on Broadway, very meek and mild woman. And then you have Nathan Detroit, which is the part I'm playing, and Adelaide, which is the part Diane is playing. And Adelaide is a showgirl. You know, she works at the cabaret. And Nathan is not a gambler, but what his gimmick is he runs the crap games.
And he's not a gambler?
No, he takes his portion off the top. He doesn't gamble. And so his big thing, he's always going around trying to find a place to do the crap game. And there's a great song in there called the oldest established permanent floating crap game in New York.
I can't believe you got that out.
Yeah. It's a great number, and it's just a lot of fun, family-friendly show.
Right.
You'll recognize a lot of the songs from it. One probably the most popular, "Luck Be a Lady Tonight."
Oh, yeah.
Great scene with that. And the part Diane plays as Miss Adelaide is just absolutely hilarious. You have to keep in mind that Adelaide and Nathan have been engaged.
Is it 14?
14 years.
Sorry to pull that punchline, but
and so
engaged for 14
engaged for 14 years.
Yeah.
So Adelaide's very anxious to go ahead and get married, and Nathan is still like, Adelaide, these things take time. We don't want to rush it.
I love it. We're seeing you in
a little character there. So we've just, the auditions were back at the right after Thanksgiving, and it takes them a couple of weeks to put the cast together. We got a cast of about 25. Because you need a lot of gangsters in this production, and some great dancing. But anyway, so we had a few rehearsals, right before the holidays, and of course now we have this fundraiser for this weekend. But starting Sunday night, it'll just be bam, 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 because we only have 4 weeks before opening, which is February 6th.
February 6th, that's right. I know, obviously, again, tickets are either almost sold out or sold out.
The good thing, the good news, bad news for the Theater of the Republic is they got a great season membership.
Right.
All right? But the season membership pretty much guarantees that they are sold out of all their regular shows. So what they've been experimenting with, and what they did with Chicago, what they're also doing with this, the regular shows run Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, Sunday matinee, and we do that for 2 weeks. And then they've added the third weekend to this production.
Right.
So we're running an extra Friday, Saturday, actually 2 shows Saturday, a Saturday matinee, Saturday evening performance, and a Sunday matinee. And the good thing about that, those 4 performances, 4 performances are the available seats.
Right.
So you need to call now because
488-0821. Okay.
They will go fast. But it's a lot of fun. You say, how do you do it? And sometimes we're like,
I don't know how you find the time. Of course, you all have a very active business, Stages Video Productions. Of course, filming here at McTaylor's early this morning as I'm looking out, seeing the Stages Video Productions van out there, which folks see all over town. I don't know, there must be 8 Chuck Stokes, too.
Yeah, right. And God forbid that.
Diane
it's tough. Yeah. And in fact, one of the main reasons we wanted to do this show is because it's a February production.
Right.
Which, traditionally January and February, it's a little easier to get away from the work, from work, and do the rehearsals. And also, we're excited because we did this show before.
15 years ago.
1993 or 1994 for Theater of the Republic.
Wow.
We played the same parts, and so we were like, wouldn't it be cool if we weren't too old to do the parts again?
You said it back then.
Yeah. So
if they ever bring it back, would it be great?
Wouldn't it be great to do it? And Diane loves the part. I love the part, and she is so good at it. And so we're like, we really need to audition for this.
Right.
We like to do something.
But you still at least audition. I mean, there are other folks who I'm sure may have been thinking, I'd love to get the part. That's Chuck Stokes. Let's throw him overboard. Yeah.
Well, we've done a lot and we've been involved, but the audition process is still good.
Right.
And we felt very confident going in there, but you never know who's going to walk in off the street.
Sure. Some superstar.
Chicago, the 2 girls that came in and did the leads had never done anything for the Theater of the Republic, had never auditioned. They had never seen these girls before, and they came in and blew everybody away at the auditions.
Wow.
And the show was phenomenal. The girls could have been on Broadway. They were that good. So you never know. It's like, hope we get the part. We're going to go on audition. You feel good, but in the back of your mind, you're thinking, well, somebody else will get
Anyone could walk.
But it's like if somebody else gets it, that's fine. Because the other flip side of the coin was, this January is going to be absolutely crazy. We've got the 2 debates, right? Coming up. The first one's next week.
A week from today.
And we're involved in doing some behind-the-scenes work on that for the Chamber of Commerce.
Yes,